Watch more stories like this at bbc.com.
Hello, I'm Steve Lyon. You're watching The Context on BBC News.
I was certain I was going to die in Putin's prison. I did not believe I'll ever see my wife again. I did not believe I'll ever see my family again. This feels really surreal. This feels like a film.
And I must confess, it is very difficult for me that there are other comrades imprisoned left. There are over 1,000 political prisoners in Russia, including those people who should have been sitting at the table instead of me.
This was a good day for President Biden. He hasn't had many lately, and an even better one for the families.
And while Moscow was getting back agents and spies and a hitman, out of Russian jails going the other way, dissidents and journalists and then artists. Quite a contrast.
First, the latest headlines. Two of the most high-profile Russian dissidents freed as part of a major prisoner swap say they refused officials' demands to plead for mercy from President Putin to secure their release. Vladimir Kara-Murza and Ilya Yashin said they considered him a tyrant, a murderer and a war criminal. Hundreds of mourners have attended funeral prayers for the Hamas political leader Ismail Haniyeh in Qatar. Officials from a number of Arab and Muslim countries were there, as well as prominent figures from Fatah, the main rival Palestinian faction to Hamas. The chairman of the Democratic National Committee in the United States says Kamala Harris has secured enough votes from Democratic delegates to officially be the party's nominee for president. The online voting process doesn't end until Monday, but she's now crossed the threshold. And Mexico says the U.S. has gone too far by recognizing the opposition candidate as the winner of Venezuela's contested presidential election. Mexico's President Andrés Manuel López Obrador said no country has the right to intervene in an internal matter. Now let's return to that extraordinary story of the biggest prisoner swap between Russia and the West since the Cold War. Two of the most high-profile Russian dissidents freed as part of a major prisoner swap said they refused officials' demands to plead for mercy from President Putin to secure their release. They also urged the world to distinguish between Russia's people and its president as they thanked everyone who had helped secure their release and that of 14 other political prisoners from Russian jails. Let's hear from one of those released, Vladimir Kara-Murza.
You know, this is just a drop in the ocean, the exchange yesterday, because so